manipulation, trapped, control. We need to control everything around us. And this must be done so that we can obtain fuel, character traits, residual benefits. This must be done because the natural paranoia of the narcissist necessitates the assertion of our will around us before they can challenge our control, and undoubtedly with catastrophic consequences. Only by asserting control can we be sure and satisfied that the order of things will be as we require it to be. Remember that this need for control is understood and is aware when you are dealing with a greater or an ultra, and when you're dealing with a lesser or mid-range narcissist, as most of you will be, they are unaware of this need for control, but it is very much there. Whether we are aware or unaware, we hate to be the subject of the control of others. We are hypersensitive to threats to our control because we were created in a lack of control environment. And that was part of what made us. A threat to our control, in essence, reminds us of matters which are best left locked away. This need and desire for control causes us to instinctively or consciously adjust our manipulations so that we can engineer situations where we can achieve and assert total control. Total control arises when we have you trapped. The concept of trapping you works on several levels. The widest level is within the confines of the narcissistic relationship. This is why we regard your entanglement with us as being permanent. We chose you, and now you belong to us. You have no say in this, of course. Why would you, when you are not of our caliber? The idea of trapping you continues in terms of the formal relationship, and this is why we move swiftly to proclaim you as our boyfriend, girlfriend, fiancé, partner, wife, and so forth. The application of this labeling is more than just a convenient way of referring to you. We trap you during seduction with the illusion that we create. We trap you during devaluation through the application of our machinations to ensure that you remain stuck and confused. We place traps all around you, instinctively or consciously, so that they snap close and hold you tight. We get you pregnant. We isolate you from your friends. We make you give up your job so you become financially dependent on us, although, of course, we will naturally complain about you leeching offers at a later stage. We stop you seeing your family. We smear people to you, and you to them, so you are cut adrift from your support networks. On and on it goes, the placing and laying of these traps at varying levels, so you remain trapped. This trapping continues within the various stages of the narcissistic cycle. Most often, this manifests when we are devaluing you. In keeping with the need to have total control, we want to engineer situations, consciously or instinctively, where you are under our control, unable to escape us, and thus we can exact our machinations against you and extract what we want from you. To do this, we create situational traps, and there are many of them, which I shall detail to you in other videos. But we shall begin with a situational trap of ours, which is a favourite, the car. We will naturally be at the wheel. After all, the car is ours. Whether it might be in your name is irrelevant, and so we have to be the one driving. We choose where we are going, the speed at which we go. The controls of the car are under our charge. You are sat beside us, seatbelt on, buckled into your seat as the world flashes by. You cannot escape us. You cannot jump from the car. You might unclip your seatbelt and climb into the back of the vehicle, if you are nimble enough, although we will stop you from trying to do that. You are in the hot seat, right next to us, and we know it. You may as well be cuffed to a chair. in a dingy basement with a single bright light shining in your face for the interrogation, and the treatment will be of a similar nature. The journey may have begun pleasantly enough, but if this is a trip which is taking place during your devaluation period, all it takes for you is to blunder by threatening our control, and then the nastiness commences. With you trapped, we know that we have you all to ourselves. There is nowhere for you to go. With a mid-range narcissist or a greater or ultra, you'll be lured into the vehicle purely for the purpose of us being able to rely on the situational trap. The behaviour which has challenged our control may have taken place earlier, in some instances where dealing with a greater or ultra, days earlier, and with the calculating mind of the greater or ultra firing away, we avail ourselves of the opportunity to coerce you to join us on a journey. It would undoubtedly be under some false pretense, a picnic, a drive to the coast, a trip to the shopping mall. Once you are in, the seatbelt is on, and the central locking clicks. Then you are our situational prisoner. The smile we wore fades in an instant, and, as the greater or ultra, the fury which we have kept under control is now allowed to the surface. This enables us to draw fuel from your reactions, your pleading, your questioning, your puzzled expression, the fright in your eyes, and such like. We may well have placed your bag in the boot, the trunk, which contains your phone, so you cannot call anybody. If you try to reach for your phone, it will be snatched from you and thrown to one side, quite possibly actually from the moving vehicle, as we ensure that you remain isolated and trapped. You cannot go anywhere. There's nobody to ask for help. You cannot move out of this confined space. Thus we have you in this situational trap, which is allowing us to assert complete and utter control over you, enabling us to do as we please for howsoever long we choose. And accordingly, such total control is very advantageous for us. When we have you to ourselves in this manner, so begins your devaluation, which is, of course, instinctively or consciously designed to ensure that you remain subjected to our power and that you provide us with fuel. There are many different ways we achieve this when we have trapped in the passenger seat beside us, and these are some examples. Number 1, driving at an excessive speed and or recklessly. Number 2, slamming the brakes on, causing you to jolt forward, then accelerating. Then braking hard again, catapulting you back and forth. 3, braking hard when you're about to take a drink so it spills. 4, turning up the music extremely loud. 5, cross-examining you relentlessly about something you have done or not done. 6, administering a silent treatment. 7, telling you at the outset of the journey that we are going somewhere and driving in a completely different direction or past the destination and refusing to explain where we are going. 8, assaulting you physically as we drive. 9, driving at night in an unlit area and switching the lights on and off. 10, swerving violently over the road, overtaking at dangerous places. 11, repeatedly insulting you. 12, shouting at you. 13, poking you as we question you. 14, driving into the middle of nowhere in silence, save for a baleful glare that we keep giving you. 15, threatening to drive us both off a cliff and heading towards such an area. 16, threatening to throw you from the car whilst it is moving. 17, circular conversations. 18, lengthy monologues about ourselves, which have you bored to tears. The effect of this behaviour will vary in intensity. Sometimes it is purely to frustrate you because we have not gone to the place that was promised. On other occasions, it is to allow us to talk at you and question you, so you are made to feel bored or uncomfortable. Then again, the nastiness and intimidation is increased, whereby the intention is to terrify you and have you scared witless. Having behaved in this manner and left you terrified, shaking and scared, we may well purposely drive you into an area where the traffic is slower, and there are other cars around to test you, to see if you try to escape us or attract attention from somebody else. We will be waiting for you to test our control, and if you do, there will be further repercussions. Again, understand, such testing is done in a calculated way where greater or ultra, or instinctively where mid-range or lesser. Repeated applications of this behavior will eventually condition you to the point that you dread being told that we are going for a drive. And therefore, just saying that allows us to assert control and draw fuel from you. Since you have come to know only too well that it is far more than just going for a drive, it is in effect placing you in a cell right next to us, a cell from which you are unable to move or escape, and thus we can apply our twisted machinations against you, all in the name of asserting control and gaining fuel. You are trapped, and it is to drive you insane.